Oh, hello. I didn't notice you there. Okay, in all seriousness, I'm clicking through like million windows trying to get to my scene switcher to work. But well, I guess we'll try to do that later, because we are now in game. We have the first of our matches. It is round 1. It's actually the only round 1 match, the way the bracket has happened. And in the bottom left corner, play nice. We have the first of our players. It is from Finland, the Red Protoss, presenting Platinum Heroes. It's CostPhoenix. And across the map, we have his opponent. It is the blue Zerg player, which my memory says is from Austria, but I don't trust my memory, and especially not in the morning. It is cute. So yeah, hold on. Let me get scene switcher ready, and predictions as well. Okay, hold on. I can do this. I can do this, and then I do this, and yeah, everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Everything is fine. Scene switcher. Where are you? There you go. Fortunately, our players decided to be very safe and sick. This is a very interesting wall by CostPhoenix. I don't think this wall is part of the standard guideline for Protoss, but hey. The pylon, of course, very vulnerable. Shield battery as well. So I'm trying to open the chat so I can actually see you guys as well. But yes, hello and welcome. I strayed into the tournament. Welcome to Sea Duckling Open number 131. This is of course our monthly diamond tournament, currently up to 4.2k MMR. So if you are interested, that is a tournament. Maybe that is why you got the head you don't. Yeah, I do actually have a problem of not drinking water, so yes, that emote is for me. Or it's also for me, among other people. You don't have to talk it with like one of those muted streams. I mean, look, I could do it. Like I think I mentioned that on the last stream, that like that is something that I would be interested in doing, is just doing a stream with no commentary. Or if there is commentary, then it would be like very like it wouldn't be like commenting on like builds or anything. Like it would be like, hey, look, like this is a cool feature, or like, oh look, this is like a cool scene. Stuff. Germany, not Austria. Who was from Austria? Beast is from Austria, right? Sorry that this first game is a bit messy, but trying to make sure that everything is set up and correct. So we have more gateways from CostPhoenix. I believe he just finished charge. Yeah, charge has been finished, so we'll be seeing more zealots. Warpiece is on the way. Meanwhile, on the side of cute we have roaches. So roaches are about to pop. There's no third base, which is important to point out, so this is just 2 base. They have some ravages with Zerglings. The zealots unfortunately are very good against those. Look, it's the duck. Yeah, more roaches are coming in, but they have to consolidate their forces because CostPhoenix already has quite a few gateway units accumulated over here. We'll be now going across the map. The roaches are trying to hide in the mineral line. I like that there's 1 sentry for support in this army as well. yeah, the charges are going forward, but like now there is enough roaches that actually CostPhoenix cannot engage this head on anymore. Also, a quick shout out to Captainfisch gifting 1 more subscription to Prometheus. Thank you very much. Also, I believe we were still offline and where we got a Prime sub from Implicit Element. Open here. I have noticed that some people do subscribe when the stream is offline, and just so you know, I do see that. Like, you are very sneaky, but I have noticed you. Like, I actually do have like the chat open a lot of times when we're not streaming for other reasons. And I do see the notifications. Right, family. Now another force of roaches is going forward. The zealots are there to respond. We have an immortal in this army now too. The force field is splitting the roaches, but it's not. I don't think it's adding that much. But we have a second immortal too, and with that the entire roach army is cleaned up. Important to note, Cute only now is taking that third base, while the Protoss has already had his. Oh, the chat, be careful. Be careful. Yeah, what's the next step for our players? We have Templar Archives on the way for CostPhoenix. I assume maybe getting some Archons? Because, I mean, if Cute continues to go roaches, like roaches don't really care about storms all that much, so the only thing I can think of is those Archons, and now Cute taking a 4th base. How do you like my name on challenge? Yeah, I saw. We will take a look at challenge right after this match. Ooh, as we see, Cute is switching to Hydras, so we will be having a Roach Hydra army, I guess. I mean, I say Roach Hydra, but it's mostly the Zerglings currently. So I guess it will be more of a Link Hydra then. CostPhoenix taking another base of his own. And it is actually Storm. Well, I mean, funnily enough, it will actually turn out well for CostPhoenix because of those Hydras, because of those Zerglings. Both of those quite squishy units, so they are vulnerable to storms. The Warpriest is going back home, so that is the end of the harassment from those zealots. And Cute is going straight for lurkers. I mean, I will say I feel like CostPhoenix kinda expected that to happen because he already has an observer. So I think he should be fine, but that depends of course how he uses that observer. As far as I know, there is only one. Yes, there's only one observer. And it's the one with the army, so I mean, as long as the lurkers are where the army is, he should be fine fighting against them. But so far we don't have lurkers on the map yet, I don't think. Yeah, none of them have been morphed yet. Nice storms on almost the entire army of the Zerg. Mostly roaches though, the Hydras were able to move away, but there are so many charges here that it doesn't really matter. The entire base goes down together with all of the drones as well. The Immortals are pushing forward. There is some resistance from the Zerglings, but the reinforcements are not quite ready. More roaches are streaming in, but this is such an overwhelming army from the Protoss, and GG is called. CostPhoenix will be taking game number 1. GG. Oh, I see. I see Casting 2 has also not woken up yet. 1 second. There you go. Okay. So now we're waiting for the map of choice from Cute. Meanwhile, what is up in the chat? Is there gonna be a Master Swarm to Master Swarm? Okay, that's not what I expected. That's an interesting name for the tournament. But yeah, the Master Swarm will be later this month. I guess it will be already next month, because it will be March. Yeah, for those who are confused about today's date, Master Swan Open, as far if I remember well, is also on 22nd, but 22nd March, as March, you know, has the same like day alignment as February, for obvious reasons. Players are actually waiting for me to say ready because I'm not the host. But yeah, so the next MSO is in March. It is in quite a few weeks away because, I mean, our regular schedule generally has SDO first in the month and then MSO second. But because there were so many delays on the beginning of the year, like the order got all kinds of messy. So because of that, we will actually have 2 SDOs in a row because we're trying to get back to our regular schedule. And welcome to Airhome, or Errorhome, or Rehome. I can't. It's just too funny to say. Still mode, where are you? Still mode would enjoy this. Anyway, here in the bottom left corner of said map, we have the first of our players. It is the red Protoss player from Platinum Heroes, and Finland. It is CostPhoenix. Meanwhile, across the map, we have his opponent. It is the blue Zerg player from Germany. It is Cute. Oh, it looks like the probe was blocking the hatchery, so Cute is forced to go for the unnatural natural at the third base location. Oh, but actually no, actually cancels it. Decides to try and get the natural anyway, and it does work out because the probe was in the main base. As for is it efficient, I am not quite sure if somebody could do the math on that, but I mean, the good news is Cute does get the hatchery on the natural location and without that much of a delay. I feel like CostPhoenix kinda assumed that Cute will commit to the other one, but no. Hold on. I was trying to scroll the chat and I forgot that I cannot do that on this phone. Yeah, I see Kasperos being a bit confused about the date. Yeah. It is 22nd March for MSO. Ooh, as CostPhoenix this time is actually going for a proxy. I guess we will see what kind of proxy it will be. I assume... I mean, in this location... Probably like a gateway proxy, right? Maybe a robo? No, it is Stargate. I was thinking that maybe it will be a land proxy considering that it's very close to the base, but no, it is Stargate. So that Stargate will definitely be a nice asset there for CostPhoenix. Meanwhile, looks like Cute goes for the same build or similar build at the very least, going for the roaches on 2 bases. The Adept is scouting around, sees the Zerglings, but not much else. Maybe can see the few drones on the natural base, but I don't think that tells too much for CostPhoenix right now. The first Oracle is on the way. The Zerglings are being distracted by the Adept and they're well surrounded actually. Oh, nicely done. I mean, slow links taking an Adept is pretty nice. Speed is almost done as well. That means Cute will have to focus on the defense, but that is merely a distraction because now the Oracle flies in. There is a Queen here, but there are actually not that many drones, funnily enough. Still, 4 drones do go down, and the main base is now under attack, but there is a Sporter, there is a Queen, and that Oracle has taken some damage already, so CostPhoenix decides not to risk it. We have a second Oracle on the way, so there will be double Oracle harassment. Once again, there is no Spore in the natural base, there is no one in the main. But it doesn't look like Cute will be making more air defenses, not making more Queens, just focusing on the roaches. And now that CostPhoenix has seen the roaches as well with his Oracle, he is getting ready. He's getting the robo, he's getting more gateways, so the ground army will be there to respond. Oh, now we have the Spore in the natural as well. The Oracle tries to dive in, but actually receives quite a lot of damage. Unless it was... No, this is the second Oracle. I was like, was it the first one? But no, this is the second Oracle. It also is able to scout that attack coming from Cute. Or did some damage on the Ravagers. Zerglings are pouring in. There are not that many ground units yet. The Immortal is still on the way and quite far actually. The Oracles will definitely help with this defense. The probes are being forced off the line, but I mean the Ravagers are going down. What about the roaches though? We have 3 Oracles now. The Zerglings are getting into the mineral line. The probes are falling. Looks like the Oracles will just barely deal with this threat, but I mean there's been some heavy losses for CostPhoenix. 7 probes down. The ground army, which was not very big, is gone. The Immortal is about to finish though. But what is Cute reinforcing with? Cute is reinforcing with Zerglings. And Zerglings will do pretty well against Immortals and Stalkers, but the Oracles are still there to help out, and the Oracles will be able to manage this. That said, the Oracles are pretty much out of the energy now, so they cannot defend for much longer. But CostPhoenix feels confident enough to take his third base. I mean, looks like so is Cute. Cute decides to stop on the offensive and expand instead. Still has a few roaches, but mostly focusing on the economy now. Six is a third of a Terra because it's random. I mean, I guess technically correct. Oh, the Oracles actually focused the Queen. There is 4 of them already. I thought there were 3, but there was a 4th Oracle as well. And with that, they are able to focus quite a few units. But once again, they are mostly out of energy. It's mostly that one oracle that has energy still. And one of the oracles falls to the spore too. Even though there are 3 oracles here, only one of them is actually shooting. The rest of them is, I guess, more of a decoy. But now the ground army here is here as well. We have stalkers, we have an immortal. And where is the army of Cute? We have a few roaches, but not that many. More of them are coming, but they are still in production. This lair is under attack. Drones are being pulled off the line. Zealots are trying to get into the fight, but they are being blocked by stalkers. Ooh, all of the drones are dying in this engagement. 32 workers are going down. The Zerglings are now reinforcing, but it is not enough to stop this Protoss army. GG is called and CostPhoenix will be taking this match 2-0. So very nicely done there by CostPhoenix. Yeah, GG. So that was of course our round 1 match. As a reminder, this tournament is open up to 4.2k MMR, but that means that also bronze players can play, also gold players can play. Like any rank below the 4.2, the 4200 MMR can play. So we have a bit of a variety of players. I know that Cute is a little bit of a lower rank place. I think Cute may be gold, but I'm not sure. Cute is gold on NA, that's for sure, but I don't know if they're like platinum on Europe. I'm not quite sure. We would have to ask Light about that because he has the current statistics. Yes. Okay, we will be going to Europe. On that note, let's take a look at the bracket. And there you have it. We just casted Cute versus CostPhoenix. And we will be going on to cast the favorite player of the tournament. Other than that, who do we have on the bracket? We have ProBrush versus Radar. I think ProBrush is... I feel like that's a name I have seen like long time ago. I don't remember if they have an alias. But yeah, that is an old nickname. We have Radar. We have FizzSerpent and Zergtanis, and FizzSerpent just took down Zergtanis 2-0. Is waiting in the semifinals. We also have Sugarcoat versus Genghis Khan. And that series is currently underway. But we have our series right here at the top of the bracket. We'll be of course playing on EU as it is an EU match. I'm just gonna host the lobby because it doesn't look like anybody else is. was about to say that it looks like we are ready, but I am not ready. I have to set it up in the casting too. Come on. It's CostPhoenix and Platinum Heroes versus Platinum Heroes, right? Yeah. It's double Platinum Heroes. So we have a bit of a team kill here. Ready, ready, ready. Okay. GIJ. And yes, you do need the ladder games to participate in our tournaments, in the amateur tournaments. For STC, for Sparking Tuna Cup, it's completely open. So if you want to compete with the pros, then you are free to do so there. But for the amateur tournaments, we do have a minimum game requirement to make sure, you know, that you are ranked appropriately, because it does take a few games for the system to properly estimate what your level is. And yes, as Light is saying in the chat, you don't have to play all like 50 games in one day. That's actually borderline impossible. Like even pros don't do that. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't go that hard. I don't think so. I would have to count like how much time it takes to get 50 games, but I doubt they get 50 in a day. I think, yeah. But yeah, basically the way it is structured for the... I guess I will introduce the players in a moment, but the way it is structured, once the new ladder season starts, for every week after the start of the new season, we add 5 games until we reach that limit of 50. So there is a bit of a grace period, so once the new season starts, you don't have to like get all the games on one day, in 1 week. You have to get at least 5 games, and then at least 10 games, at least 50, and so on and so forth. So playing 5 games a week is good enough to be eligible for the tournament. Assuming, of course, you played in the previous season as well. Oh yeah, so there is that. Meanwhile, we have our players here. We are on Eldorado, where on the left side we have blue Protoss player from Platinum Heroes and Finland. It is CostPhoenix. Meanwhile, across the map we have the favorite Terran player. Look, it doesn't work anymore, you know? When you... Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just not gonna say it. No, I guess it is a bit of a meme on this channel, in this amateur tournaments, but it is the Terran player from Platinum Heroes and Germany. It's Captainfisch. Yes, Captainfisch is quite a good player. And I definitely have a lot of faith in him, but even if he may not have that faith in himself. Going for an SCV scout here, taking a quick peek at the base of the Protoss, where we have 2 gates. Stalkers are coming out of those gates, so there will be a little bit of aggression from CostPhoenix. So we only have one turn. Yeah, blame Werehog and Yaku. Blame Werehog and Yaku. I mean, to be fair, we have more players. Actually, hold on. What MMR is Jadov right now? It's above 4.2, right? Right? I don't actually know. But he must be. I think he's more of a Master Swamp player. A nice response here from Captainfisch as he committed to these Marauders, which will deal very nicely with the Stalkers. He's also working on the Cyclone upgrade. What is it called? Look, there's been a few iterations lately, and I do not remember which one that is. Oh, the first of the Marauders is going down. Captainfisch trying to go up the ramp, but there is a shield battery there, so it won't be that easy. It was also just replenished by that Nexus ability as well. Meanwhile, CostPhoenix is working on charge in the meantime. Another Cyclone joins the army. Ooh, the first of the stock is actually very low, but it is just barely saved by the shield battery, and yeah, Captainfisch cannot really engage with this, so he is going back home. And is this what I'm seeing? Captainfisch, is this what I'm seeing? Are we going mech? Against Protoss, no less. I guess, I mean, it looks like it will be the more mobile version of mech. It looks like we are going Cyclones. Of course. I mean, a lot of Terran players, including the professional ones, are very fond of Cyclones, so it's definitely a solid choice. And yeah, we can give Werehog a bit of a. We can cut him some slack, because he did have quite an eventful month. Let's put it at that. But next week though, or like next tournament, I believe the next Sea Duckling Open is actually in 2 weeks. So again, because our schedules were adjusted so many times, like the order of tournaments have changed quite a bit, and I think it is in 2 weeks. We have to double check on the calendar, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Looks like CostPhoenix is trying to consolidate his army here below this mineral wall. He does not have a worker to mine it out though, and I guess he was mostly checking if maybe Captainfisch has mined it out too. Ooh, but this Cybercore is actually going down very quickly. CostPhoenix was not there to respond, and the Cyclones just focused it down. He's not remaking it. Yeah, he's only now rebuilding it, so this will be quite a delay for those gateway units. Yeah, for quite a while he will not have access to Stalkers or any other units like that. It will be just Zealots. The Cyclones are hiding in the bushes, waiting for the right moment to strike as they find the Protoss army in the middle of the map. Cyclones, of course, are able to kite those Zealots quite efficiently, and the Stalkers have gone down as well. The Cybercore has been remade by now, I believe. So there will be reinforcement potentially, but ooh, so many units are going down and the Cyclones are just moving forward. CostPhoenix going for Templar Archives next, but I'm honestly not even sure if that is a good idea, because I mean he's facing Cyclones. Not even Charzots can really reach them. I mean, Immortals may be good. Yeah, we have one Immortal in this army. A few Charzots are able to get to the Cyclones, so the numbers are dwindling. But not enough. And yeah, we have the first Archon here. I guess Archons are tanky. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if I would put Archons against mechanical units, because Archons are more of like, you know, they have more AoE kind of damage, so like versus like Marines and stuff, they might be good. But yeah, the Cyclones are just kiting the Protoss army as it's going up and down the ramp. The shield battery is actually depleted on this side. Yeah, the Archons are quite tanky, okay. But the first of them is going down. Ooh, the pylon is under attack, and it was actually Nartosis pylon, so both of the shield batteries are unpowered as well as those gateways. So basically Captainfisch is just sniping key points of the Protoss base. You know, diving in, taking a building, taking a unit and going back out, so very careful micro there from Captainfisch. Gateway is actually being damaged as well. Looks like it may be going down, so there will be less reinforcements from CostPhoenix. The chargers once again are moving into the army, but Captainfisch is able to kite them back and manages to escape without too many losses to the Cyclones. Cyclones are faster than charge. I mean, I'd believe that, yeah. As we can see, they're pretty fast. Oh my god. Good old Cyclones. How have we missed them? Because those are the old Cyclones that are new Cyclones, because they're old Cyclones that are new. And you know, instead of the new Cyclones, the new Cyclones, we have the new old Cyclones, which are new old Cyclones. And those Cyclones do a lot of damage. But then now we have quite a few Archons in this army. I mean, I would say that they're helping, but I mean, they struggle to reach the Cyclones as they are constantly kiting the Protoss. Let's say it looks like Captainfisch decides to go home, decides to regroup. I mean, he has quite an army. And yeah, he's waiting to mine out this mineral wall on the bottom to access the bases of CostPhoenix that way. CostPhoenix, on the other hand, has that gold base. He's just trying to establish it right now. So that may be actually a very juicy spot to attack, I guess. Oh my god, the Cyclones. Guys, one at a time. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Just barely he spots it, but he goes forward, he goes towards the bases of CostPhoenix. And yeah, we'll be focusing both Nexus actually. So the gold will be going down, and so will this bird base most likely. The Protoss army is here to respawn, but the Nexus falls down regardless, as the Cyclones have quite a bit of range. The Archons are being kited back. They are not fast enough to keep up with this army. Yeah, well, the Chargelots at least were able to get to the army. Like, Archons are really struggling to get any shots going off. And with that, Captainfisch will expand himself. He is also expanding at the top side of the map, so we'll have quite a few bases at his disposal. Ooh, now finally the Archons were able to get to this back army, but once again there's a lot of kiting going on. Ooh, but a bit of a hesitation there for Captainfisch, and actually the Archons were able to get a few shots off. New old Cyclones, yes, from 3 patches ago, exactly. Thank you for explaining. You're welcome. I'm sure everybody is caught up now. Yeah, the Archons once again are able to get to the army, but yeah, the Cyclones, we have quite an overwhelming number of the mecha units here, and yeah, they're just now going through the Protoss army. GG is called, and with that, Captainfisch will be taking game number 1 with Cyclone memes. I also forgot predictions. Psionic Storm would be helpful. Yeah, potentially. I'm not quite sure how vulnerable Cyclones are to Storm. But yeah, maybe. I mean, the upside of Storm is that you can cast it from decent distance. Because the whole problem in these fights was that no matter how good or how big the Protoss army was, like, it just couldn't reach the other player. Like, it was always too far away to actually do any damage to the Cyclones. And welcome to Frostline, where on this icy map, in the bottom left corner, we have our blue Protoss player. Coming from Finland and representing Platinum Heroes, it is CostPhoenix. And across the map we have his opponent and teammate. It is the red Terran player from Germany, it's Captainfisch. Pain train, I mean... Look, I would just say I cannot unsee the Carbot animation of Cyclones, okay? So now when I see the Cyclones in those numbers, I can definitely hear the music coming in. Maybe force fields? Maybe, I mean, you could split the army and then like you could while part of the army is escaping, you can catch up with the part that you divided. Yeah, I could see force fields helping, maybe. I mean, the question is in numbers, right? Like you would have to have those force fields where the army is still small. Because once the army is just too big, like, I mean, the force fields won't really help you. It's like at some point, like, just the number of Cyclones snowballs a bit too much. But when you're still like more even, yeah, I could see force fields helping. I see that the chat is having a very fun time describing this series. It forces to block and disruptors. Yeah, that sounds like the way to go. If you can get to disruptors, of course, because we saw that CostPhoenix did have immortals but didn't go into those disruptors. Opted for the Archons instead, but yeah, the disruptors probably would be better in this case. Although after the damage nerf on the Nova, how much damage does it do to Cyclones? I don't think I've seen Protoss versus Mech quite yet on the newer patch. But yeah, once again, Captainfisch going for Marauders, so very similar to last game. CostPhoenix is scouting with a Phoenix. Oh, we should have a match of CostPhoenix versus Night Phoenix. Oh, that sounds like torture for the casters. But yeah, it is those Magfield Cyclones once again. This time though, Phoenix is scouting it ahead of time. So he is fully aware that that is coming. I mean, I say fully aware. I mean, to be fair, he does not know what exactly is coming out of this. But when you see this factory with research already going on, you can probably assume it will be Cyclones again. We have the Cyclone focusing on that shield battery. Actually, CostPhoenix is actually helping one of those shield batteries with the other one. The downside is it does deplete the other shield batteries, so until he has the recharge available, it won't really be helpful. Ooh, and this time we have a Stargate, we have Void Rays coming here for defense. I mean, Void Rays could help, although once again, they're not the fastest units, but they have the range. So the range will definitely be very helpful here. And they're able to dismantle the first of the Cyclone armies. Of course, Captainfisch is committing to those Cyclones. He is making more factories. Macfield has already finished, so that will definitely be on the way. However, this time, CostPhoenix got that Stargate and he already has a fleet beacon. So, a very interesting response there from CostPhoenix. However, we have to keep in mind he only has one Stargate, so this will not be a committed Stargate army. This will not be a Golden Armada. But he is going for a mothership. Yeah, as people are pointing out that Void Rays may be able to do with this. It's more that the Void Rays have to catch up with the Cyclones. Like the kiting is a bit of a problem in this case. But this is Flux Veins, right? I'm asking because it's been so long since I've seen this upgrade. Like I don't think people are using Void Rays that much nowadays. Like not in like, you know, mass armies. Like mostly we see a few Void Rays as like an addition to an army. It looks like it will be Void Rays from CostPhoenix. We have another contingent here of Cyclones. But yeah, they see the Void Rays and they know they have to be careful. They're trying to focus that shield battery, but not quite. Oh my god. Okay, we have a slow zone here from the mothership. It has been quickly focused, and I mean Cyclones have a lot of range, so this mothership is already halfway done on health. I'll be honest, this is okay. Serious talk. This is not a balance complaint. I want to emphasize that this is not a balance complaint. This is a lore complaint. Why is the mothership so squishy? Like I feel like it falls way too quickly for the great capital ship that it's supposed to be. But yeah, the Void Rays are being kited. And with the scans, I mean, the Cyclones are still able to focus the mothership despite the cloaking field. That said though, the scans will run out eventually, and this army is still moving forward towards the base of the Terran. But I mean, the mothership is also out of that cloaking field now. Just to wait a little bit. Another slow zone. And yeah, it looks like both of our players just, you know, trying each other's forces. CostPhoenix finally chased Captainfisch away, so he has the time to take that third base, but there are more Cyclone reinforcements coming, and we see in the background CostPhoenix is switching to carriers. Once again, Captainfisch is checking the third base in the bottom location, but he doesn't know that there is a third at the top. We have once again the cloaking field being activated on the mothership, but the mothership itself is quite low as well. Captainfisch sees the first carrier and is focusing it down. The carrier goes down before even doing any damage at all, really. In the meantime, Captainfisch has just set up his third base. Just starting to saturate it, to add workers there. The Cyclones are rotating to the top side of the map. And yeah, we'll be seeing this third base here. We'll be focusing the Nexus, I assume, and just look how quickly this Nexus may be falling. The Protoss army is rotating around, but yeah, it's not fast enough to save this Nexus. 2 more Stargates added from CostPhoenix. We are fully switching to the Golden Armada, to the Protoss Air. And while Captainfisch opening some paths for attack. I mean, he has to do so because he will be against air units, so he needs all the mobility he can get. Oh, the army is out of position. This is very risky because Captainfisch may be able to get into the natural. He scans ahead and he sees that there is nothing here. So he just goes forward, he focuses the Nexus directly. And yeah, the natural Nexus goes down. And yeah, this is the thing about this Cyclone Force. Like, Captainfisch just goes in, focuses one thing, snipes it and leaves. And yeah, if the Protoss is not in position, it's very hard for CostPhoenix to respond. Is impressed. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think CostPhoenix is trying to find the best response to this strategy, and I mean, it's already going much better than the last game. But unfortunately, the mothership does go down. We have 3 carriers now, though. And the carriers are actually able to take down some Cyclones. They already have full interceptors, at least 2 of them. The 2 new carriers are already building up theirs as well, and yeah, we'll see this very well, maybe a response here. But the Cyclones once again rotate to the top side of the map, and this third base is in danger. It's just barely in the range, but it's enough to snipe the Nexus. I think this Captainfisch is returning home for now. He's regrouping with the rest of his army. I was thinking, like, taking a quick look if Captainfisch may be adding some variety to this army, but no, it's just Cyclones for days. Yeah, while the carriers may not be the ideal unit, they do a lot of damage to these Cyclones because it's more difficult for Cyclones to focus the individual interceptors. Like, the only way they have of dealing with this is focusing the carriers directly, and for that they do have to dive in. Which unfortunately for CostPhoenix they do now, and the carriers are falling down, the Stalkers are no more as well. And GG is called. Captainfisch will be taking the series 2-0 and advancing to the semi-finals. GG. I mean, very nicely done from CostPhoenix, like, you know, trying different units, trying different counters to figure out what may be good against this army. Because again, like, this is not like super common thing to see against Protoss, so it's completely, like, you know, it's normal to not exactly be sure what may be good against this kind of composition, and CostPhoenix was exploring quite a few options, and again, the game number 2 was definitely going much better for him. So yeah, GG. With that, let's take a quick look at our bracket, as it looks like we have both of our semi-finals already ready. Let me ask quickly which one we will be casting first. As a reminder, both semi-finals will be covered on stream. So yeah, I will be going on a quick break. Make sure to get some snacks, get some water, and we'll be right back with one of the semi-finals. So stay tuned. And welcome! Welcome to Sea Duckling Open number 131. This is our monthly diamond tournament up to 4.2k MMR. We are of course here in the semi-finals, and I will soon introduce the players. Quick note, the predictions will soon be closing. I will try to open them in like a few seconds as we do have a delay on stream. And we are on Ultra Low. The first map of our semi-finals, where in the bottom left corner we have the first of our players. It is the blue or teal Zerg player. I still call it light blue. This is not teal. I don't care what you say, this is not teal. Anyway, it is our Zerg player from Latvia. It's Sugarcooled. And across the map we have the red Protoss player representing Canada but living in Australia. It is FizzSerpent. And oh boy, are we starting spicy. This is Frigate Proxy. Assume Proxy Zealot, right? I mean, there's no gas, no nothing, so yeah. 4-gate Zealot. Let's go. That's definitely a way to start semifinals. So, yeah. It will be the 4-gate Zealot coming. Have fun as the drone notices the beautiful wall in front of the base. Yeah, the hatchery is straight up cancelled. I mean, Sugarcooled knows that there's... yeah, this will be a rough one. The probe is actually being dismantled by the drones. The citizens are there. But yeah, Sugarcooled has to quickly figure out the defense. He's preparing the spine crawlers now on the back of the mineral line, getting a roach warren as well. I mean, the roaches definitely are a good choice. The only problem is that it will take a while before they come out. Nice block there on the mineral line using the evolution chamber. So else we'll have to go around that. First Ducklings pop out and they're able to do some damage on the Zealots, but only on the shields. The drones are forced to fight here. Finally, the spine crawlers do pop out and they're in perfect timing. The drones are able to hide here, and I don't think a single drone fell down. Yeah, not a single drone dead. Sugarcooled is secure for now. In the meantime, FizzSerpent is actually progressing in tech, getting both gases, getting the cybernetics core, so yeah, he decides to not commit to this attack. The gateways are idle. So yeah, very nice defense there from Sugarcooled. Of course, we have to keep in mind that it was a defense that costed a lot of resources, because, you know, getting a lot of spines, getting all these buildings, well probably Sugarcooled wasn't expecting to do so this early. Like, this was definitely a costly defense, but it was costly because of the things that had to be made, and not because of the things that were lost. Which is a very important distinction, I feel like, because the things you build you can still use. Like that Evo chamber may not be useful now, but soon enough the upgrades may come into play. Like the Roach Warren is definitely useful now, as Sugarcooled may be able to counterattack. Oh, as Sugarcooled scouts with a Zergling that the Nexus has been put down. And that is very important because Sugarcooled is still on one base. Sugarcooled was very, very concerned about this proxy and didn't expand. So I guess we are going into a bit of an all-in territory. The hatchery is now put down, but I mean, it's delayed so much. The proxy has now been denied, but what about across the map? We have 5 drops going down, as the Nexus is under attack by the Zerglings. Meanwhile, FizzSerpent working on an Oracle, getting more gateways. Oh yeah, I just realized, hold on. Yeah, those are the only gateways. That's one of the things in the main map. I thought he had some gateways at home, but no, these proxy gateways were all the gateways he had, so he literally cannot produce any units right now. The Oracle pops out and it will be able to save this Nexus from the Zerglings, but yeah, that was a huge delay on the army of FizzSerpent. And actually, it's kind of a shame that Sugarcoat didn't commit more to this attack, because I mean, this was a very good moment to do so. But I guess Sugarcoat also didn't realize that at that moment FizzSerpent just had no army whatsoever. But now the gateways are back online. The gateways have been rebuilt, I should say, and we have some stalkers coming up. Important to keep in mind, because of the opening of the game, there is no warp gate yet. It's still on the way. And the Oracle flies in. The Spore is already there, as of course Sugarcoat did see the Oracle. And ooh, the Oracle will be going down. With only 2 drones. Hydroden is on the way next. I'm not sure if that means that if Sugarcoat will be transitioning from the roaches completely, or if we will have a bit of a Roach Hydra army. Second Oracle is approaching from the side of the natural base, but there is also a Spore there as well as a Queen. Queen actually moved out at the wrong point, as it was trying to make a tumor, so the Oracle was able to escape with its life, but still quite damaged already. So what is the plan next for FizzSerpent, I'm curious. Because of course Sugarcoat is working on those Hydras, but FizzSerpent, the Stargate is idle for now. He has made quite a few Stalkers. The Stalkers of course don't have a blink or anything, as we don't have Twilight Council. So yeah, I guess for now just focusing on the economy, getting a Robo that will definitely be helpful against the Zerg army. Sugarcoat has now the time to take the third, getting all the upgrades as well. Apparently Captainfisch is being sniped on his chatting. Oh no. Stream cheating? Shaking my head. Do we have those changeling going around? Just checking what's going on in the spaces. Oh, can he block it? Yes. That's so silly. What do you mean? It's just a zealot. Sugarcoat taking down the tower, protecting the base from the frontal attack of the Protoss. And we go for Robotics Bay next, as well as Charge. I'm thinking, will it be Disruptors or will it be Colossus? I mean, like Colossus would work fine versus Hydras, I think. I don't know about Roaches though, and there are still more Roaches on the way, so it will be a Roach Hydra army. So I almost want to say that Disruptors may be a better choice, but that depends. It also depends very much on the control of FizzSerpent, of course. Sorry, I mean, Disruptors are definitely a very, like... Do I want to say control intensive? basically, like, a lot of the utility of disruptors depends on how good the control of the owner is. And yeah, FizzSerpent is opting for the Colossus instead. Thermal Lance or the Underway. Sugarcoat still once again going with those changelings. It's a very nice choice. Keeping in touch with what is happening in the Protoss bases. It looks like Sugar could maybe scout this Colossus coming, but actually doesn't look at it. Yeah, but so, okay, but the vision from the ramp was enough to see the robotics bay. So should be expecting Colossus now. Ah, the attack. Looks so nice in this blue shade. Very nice. Yeah, now it's time. The Roach Hydra army is going forward straight into the natural, it looks like. The entire base of the Protoss is, or the entire army of the Protoss is in the third base. As it has to rotate here to the natural. At the same time we have some harassment going across the map, but yeah, we have a main fight going here. The Void Ray does go down, the Colossus is helping here. But we have more Roach Hydra reinforcements coming from across the map, and it's actually sandwiching the Protoss army. The entire ground army of the Protoss is going down. The Oracle flies in directly into the Hydras. And as all of this is happening, the Havoc is still continuing in the natural base. The Nexus goes down together with all of the probes. Another Colossus pops out, but it's being trapped here in the main base. And the Hydras are able to reach it even despite the kiting. And with that, GG is called. Sugarcoat will be taking game number 1. Do you know what I just realized? Do you know what I just realized? I did not start the predictions, did I? One day I will remember. I need to actually get like a post-it note, whatever it's called, like a sticky note, just like put it on my screen to start predictions. I actually think I have some. I think I have some sticky notes like in my drawer. I'll have to figure this out. Because it just happens time and again. When I just don't remember to press the button. It's the button. I know it's called button. Look. But yeah, we are waiting for the map pick currently. Chat is asking, will there be a Sea Duckling Open on the 8th? And yes, as far as we know right now, I will put that disclaimer. As far as we know right now, there will be a Sea Duckling Open on the 8th of March. I'm saying that disclaimer there because, you know, we've been trying to organize this tournament since like mid-January, and like almost every week something happens and we have to reschedule all our tournaments again. But if nothing changes, the next Sea Duckling Open is in just 2 weeks on 8th March, as we are, once again, we are resetting that schedule of having Sea Duckling Open first before MSO. So that will be most likely the date. So we have our map picked out, the lobby is set up, and as soon as the players are ready, we will be starting. Will you remember tomorrow? Don't worry. Time to automate it. That's the thing, Werehog, though. Like like most of the automated things only work on like ladder streams. But because like tournament production is very different to that, it's very difficult to get things automated. Like, we are very thankful that at least we have the scene switcher from Jadolf now, because our previous scene switcher unfortunately wasn't updated anymore. But yeah, like it's very difficult to add those kind of like automatic tools for tournament production. Because for example, we do I will introduce player in a second, but yeah, for example, we do predictions for the entire series, and like most bots will only like do predictions for like the single game if you do it automatically. But anyway, that's neither here or there. We are now on Frostline in the second game of our semi-finals, where in the bottom left corner we have the player from Latvia. It's the teal or the blue Zerg, Sugarcoat. Meanwhile, across the map we have their opponent is the red Protoss player, representing Canada but from Australia. Or living in Australia, I guess. It is FizzSerpent. This time, no proxies. So we will be having a bit of a more regular game here. Sugarcoat actually able to expand freely. The probe just checking on the base of the Zerg. FizzSerpent actually opting for the wall on the high ground in the main base. I mean, to be fair, this is a very wide opening to make a wall in, so fair enough. Going for 2 gateways. Yeah, we have the first Zerglings on the way, but they will be just defensive links. It doesn't look like Sugarcoat wants to even use them for scouting at this point. Meanwhile, we have the workers still chasing each other at the top side of the map. That drones is having an adventure. Okay, 1 second. Just keep an eye on the drone for me. Oh, never mind. How sad. Anyway, I guess the probe is now free to resume the scouting. We have a third base from the Zerg. And we have a Stargate from the Protoss. So I assume once again we will be seeing oracles in the opening of FizzSerpent. Meanwhile, what is Sugarcoat planning? Like, so far only working on the economy, expanding, making drones, made those first links, and that is pretty much it. Okay, made a few more. So we have quite a few Zerglings there, but speed is not quite finished. And there's no other tech quite yet. Robo on the way for FizzSerpent. The first oracle is about to finish and it will be going straight across the map. But Sugarcoat already is making spores, getting ready for those oracles. not skipping any defenses. Every base has its own spore. And the lair is on the way. The Scouting Phoenix as well. The hallucination. And the Oracle is going towards the third base, but there are no drones here yet. Natural does have a spore and a queen. Ooh, the Oracle is getting very low, but it does escape. And now the spore just dug into third base. Perfect timing. Snipes at Oracle. And that harassment is now stopped. Of course, FizzSerpent is working on a second Oracle, which I assume will also be going across the map, or maybe not. No, actually, FizzSerpent decides against it. He will be keeping that Oracle at home. He will be keeping it for defense. Protoss going for that third base. Robo Bay once again on the way, so I assume once again we will see Colossus in this army. Meanwhile, Sugarcoat going for Hydras, getting speed. This time we have no Roach Warren, so no Roaches, it will be just Link Hydra. It's safe to assume that there may be lurkers later down the line, but for now focusing on the Hydras themselves. FizzSerpent sending another hallucinated scout to figure out what is going on, and I believe he should be seeing that... Oh, he's not. He will see the Hydras though, right? Yeah, he sees the Hydras as they are just moving out. So he is aware of that coming, but does he have an army to contend with this? Ducklings are going in first. The first Colossus has popped out already. The Thermal Lance is still underway. But all of the Link's buffer has been dealt with, and Sugarcoat decides not to go with the Hydras alone. Roach Warren is now on the way, and it looks like we will be going into the Roach Hydra after all. But there's also a Spire. I mean, at this point I assume the Spire is for like to get like a few Corruptors to deal with the Colossus, pretty much. Kind of Terran style. Like how Terrans would get some Vikings. More Colossus for FizzSerpent. Already has 2 in this army. Currently working on charge, starting to warp in some Zealots and actually getting another Oracle. I mean, to be fair, Oracles may be very useful if we do encounter lurkers because they can reveal them. But there are no lurkers on the way yet. Once Zergling nicely denying the 4th Nexus for the Protoss. So alerting Sugarcoat to that happening. Yes, Sugarcoat is taking a 4th of their own. And yeah, we have those few Corruptors on the way. Again, though the point of those is purely to snipe the Colossus. I guess since we are currently just, you know, building up, making those armies, getting all the upgrades. Oh, but it looks like it's time for Sugarcoat to move out. We have a Roach Hydra army. There are some Zerglings here as well, but not a significant amount. Well, has to be careful to not be caught from the back, and yeah, the Corruptors are going straight for the Colossus, but I mean, I don't think there's actually enough firepower to take them down. Like, the Colossus are starting to fall, but so is the entire Zerg army. It looks like just barely that is enough though, and yeah, the Hydras are able to overpower the ground forces. There's still a few Roaches here coming from the reinforcements, but it's mostly a Hydra army. Now we're getting more Roaches. The few Zealots were trying to help out here with the defense, but they are not able to. What does FizzSerpent still have? He has another Colossus. He's warping in Stalkers. But the Corruptors are still there, and they are able to focus the Colossus fairly easily. It does still do quite a lot of damage, but the ground army like is just simply not there. And with that, GG is called. Sugarcoat will be taking down this series 2-0 and moving straight to the finals. GG. Nicely done there by Sugarcoat. Nice place for good reaction there to get those Corruptors for the Colossus, and the rest of the Zerg army was able to deal with the Protoss Gateway army fairly easy, even with the Immortals too. And yeah, was able to overpower FizzSerpent, and is now in the finals. With that, let's take a quick look at our bracket. Of course, we now have Sugarcoat waiting in those finals, and now it's time for our other match, our other semis, and it is Captainfisch versus Tassadar. That's what the alias was. So let me quickly set that up. Okay, looks like our players still need a moment. I mean, very likely watching the stream, and we do have 2-minute delay, so do keep that in mind. So I guess we will be going on a short break, and as soon as we have our match ready, we will be back with the second semifinals of Sea Duckling Open. See you then. And welcome to Sea Duckling Open number 131, our monthly diamond tournament up to 4.2k MMR. And we are now in the semi-finals. This is the second semi-final, of course. Sugarcoat is already waiting in the final for the winner of this series. And here they are. I mean, the players. On Ultra Love, and in the top right corner we have the first of our players from Australia, the Blue Zerg. It's Tassadar. And across the map it is the red Terran player from Germany, representing Platinum Heroes. It's Captainfisch. Also, yes, I'm sure Aistan and a lot of others will appreciate, Tassadar is Zerg. You heard it right. If the stream has 2 minutes delay and my brain has 2 minutes delay, does that mean I am watching it in real time? Still mode. Stick. Stick. I think you have been spending too much time with Yaku. Okay? That is a Yakuism, if I've ever seen one. I still don't know if Yaku understands stream delay, I'll be honest. Oh, I spent so much time trying to explain it. Anyway, we have very standard openers here from our players. We have this hatch. I guess it was a pull first, but we have a hatchery on the way for Tassadar. And we have a Reaper expand from Captainfisch. No cycle memes versus Zerg. Looks like we're going for something a bit more standard here. So they're going for that safety baiting nest there. But to be fair, versus a Terran you don't really need the safety baitings. It's more like if you scout that they are going bio, that is when you do that. But still, I guess doesn't hurt to have that. And then we have more Raxes from Captainfisch, so it will be bio indeed, so good on Tassadar for having that binding nest because it will definitely be useful in the future, but for now he's just sending Zerglings across the map, going straight to the natural base. It's completely undefended as Captainfisch was focusing on scouting with the Reaper. All the workers at the natural will be going down. The wall is closed, so the Zerglings won't be able to get into the main base, but they will sure try to cause damage here. Ooh, and the baitings actually come to bust this wall, and the Zerglings will be able now to go straight in. There are barely any units here. The Marine was down, and yeah, now the SCVs are in danger. The Reaper is not here either. The first Helion does pop out, but this is a lot of Zerglings from Tassadar, and I think there's more coming. He's just pressing the Z key there. And yeah, this is a Bane Bust. Just straight up Bane Bust. Even morphing Banings right here on top of the army, or on top of the SCVs. And just like that, GG is called. Tassadar taking game number 1. And I didn't open predictions. You know what? I'm doing it now. Where's my buttons? I don't care. I have predictions. I am so mad at myself. Because I was sitting there in game and I was like, I am forgetting something. I think there was something I was supposed to do. Can anyone remember what it was? I think, yeah, like I should be doing something right now. And that's it. My brain just stopped there. Didn't follow up. Our players are getting ready. My brain is getting ready. I've had a bit of a rough morning, to put it that way. Not very easy to wake up. I actually did drink coffee. I still have some leftovers of a coffee in my mug. It's slowly but surely it will kick in, right? Eventually, I will actually wake up. Anyway, we are getting ready for game number 2 of the semi-finals of Sea Duckling Open number 131. And we are now on lane lines, where in the top right corner we have the blue Zerg player. Representing himself and Australia, it's Tassadar. And across the map we have his opponent who changed color to pink. It is the pink Terran from Germany, representing Platinum Heroes. It's Captainfisch. Okay. Interesting. Usually we see pink Protosses, so pink Terran is a first. Hold on. But if there are pink Protosses and purple Protosses, should the Terrans be teal? Teal Terran? What colors should Zergs be? There's no color that starts with a Z, is there? In StarCraft anyway. Yeah, I don't think there is. Anyway, we have a Turax from Captainfisch, so after being Bane busted last game, Captainfisch decides to be aggressive himself. And we will see how Tassadar responds to this. He is going for gas pool hatch. So once again, definitely wants to have his units sooner than later. To put it that way. I'm not entirely sure if this is meant to be aggressive or defensive, but it's definitely not economical. So the first Reapers are popping out. SCV is scouting across the map. We of course see that hatchery. Zerglings are already in production. No speed yet, as Tassadar only just got gas for it. Just got gas for it. Just... yeah. But yeah, we have the first of our Reapers across the map. Ooh, but the Zerglings actually surround the Reaper without speed. Very nicely done there by Tassadar. He caught the right moment. And yeah, the first of the Reaper goes down. Meanwhile, it looks like Captainfisch is preparing for another bust, putting down bunkers. This time his wall will be prepared. And the Reapers, the reinforcing Reapers, are going across the map to maybe try and slow down the Zerg. Now just dancing with the Zerglings. As a reminder, once again, the Zerglings do not have speed yet, so the Reapers can definitely contest with that, but have to be careful not to be caught out. And yeah, Captainfisch can see how many Zerglings there are, and that is quite a lot. And it doesn't look like Tassadar is planning to stop anytime soon. Ooh, another Reaper gets surrounded. First, once again, Captainfisch does have that solid wall there. He's making more racks. He's progressing with his build. I mean, he's staying on one base. He did make that command center and it is being transferred into an orbital, but he has not landed it on any base as he knows what is coming next. Zerglings are being rallied across the map, but I feel like I've said across the map so many times. But the Baning Nest is not finished yet because of the Reaper aggression in the base of Tassadar. He actually has not started that Baning Nest until much later. So it will be a while before he will be able to even make banelings. He also now sees with that Overlord just how secure the wall is. The bunkers are mostly full of Marines too, so it's not just the wall itself, but it's also, you know, the firepower is there. But Tassadar is committed. He is making banelings. He has the Zerglings over here waiting and ready for the signal to strike. Zafre is a deep blue. I'll take a word for it. Ooh, the banelings are trying to come in and they actually managed to destroy the depot, but just barely. But they're not able to get into the base as the line of bunkers still stands strong. Yeah, Captainfisch actually has to leave the barracks to be able to fix that add-on. And yeah, with just like that, looks like Captainfisch has held. Of course, again, we have to keep in mind that even though he's doing very well on the defense, I mean, every second, every minute that he's not taking that second base is hurting him in the long run. And while all of this is happening, Tassadar is getting his lair. He has his second base fairly well saturated, so his income will definitely be much better than that of the Terran. Of course, Terran can catch up with news, and he has double orbital to do so. But it's just not that easy. Like, even if you put the Muse on the mineral line, you still need the minerals to mine from, right? Yeah, now it's time, as Captainfisch has realized that the aggression, the first aggression of Tassadar has ended. He's now salvaged at least one of the bunkers, and the Marine army is moving out. He has 2 medivacs to accompany it as well. And he will try to double expand as this is happening. He is trying to land the command center on the 3rd base and making another one in the natural. I mean, I guess he has to, because... Oh, never mind. He actually is landing this one. I think he was planning something else first, but no, he is landing in the natural, and I mean, he really needs to expand because, again, Zerg is getting away with all this economy, getting a 3rd base now. Marines are coming across the map. Baning speed is not finished, but it is on the way, and it will finish soon. The question is, do we even have any banelings? We have a lot of Zerglings here. Now the banes are coming in. Can Captainfisch snipe them all? And the answer is no. They actually clean up most of the Marine army. A few of the Marines are saved in the medivacs, but not a lot of them. It looks like it may be just enough to deal with the Zerglings though. The Queens alone are not able to face them. But the drones will. 4 Marines left for this army. There are reinforcements coming across the map again. But they're not here yet. They're only now joining in. The important part is though that there are no banelings currently. There are some Zerglings reinforcing, but the banelings have not been made yet. So there are 14 Zerglings and that is it. There's even no production, as for a while Tassadar was supply blocked. The Marines are going straight into the mineral line. Oh, it looks like one of the medivacs may be going down to that spore. A bit unfortunate position there for Captainfisch. But he does clean up that mineral line. And it looks like the hatchery will be going down as well. Tassadar focusing on Hydras instead. But Captainfisch has been able to secure this position over here. He has a tank now to support as well. The 3rd base is in danger. And I don't think Tassadar has the units right now to fight this. He's waiting on those Hydras to pop out, but some of them actually pop out in that 3rd base. They are able to escape though. Now the Terran army is able to move forward, scans ahead to see what is happening in the main base, sees the Hydras. The tank is sieged and will be giving some support fire for the Marines. So they're trying to make his last stand in that main base, putting down spine crawlers. But the Marines are marching forward. Another double Medivac drop coming as reinforcements. And with that, GG is called. Captainfisch is tying this series 1-1. Nicely done there. Very solid defense this time. Again, in the first game, I mean, Captainfisch was quite surprised by what was happening. He was definitely caught off guard, but in the second game, he made super sure what is coming. He made sure that he has the defense. And yeah, very solid game there from Captainfisch. And we will have to see how Tassadar adapts to that, because I mean, he was definitely trying to transition, but it's not easy to transition from this kind of all-in strategy. So we'll see how he will change, the game plan on map number 3. Looks like we have our map selected. And yeah. And we are ready for game number 3. As a reminder, of course, after this series is over, we will have a short break and we will have a raffle. For those who don't know, every player that participates in our tournaments, as long as they played an entire series, at least one of them, even if they lose that series, all of them are eligible for random raffle, which is $5. So a random participant will be lucky to get $5 today. And right after this game, right after this match, we will be finding out who that will be. But before we get there, we still have one more game of these semi-finals. As a reminder, once again, Sugarcoat is waiting for the finals. He's waiting for the opponent. And it will be one of these players. Who are they? Well, in the bottom left corner of Frostline, we have the blue Zerg player from Australia. It's Tassadar. And in the top right corner, we have the, once again, red Terran player from Germany, representing Platinum Heroes. It's Captainfisch. And look at that. Tassadar. This is, of course, Tassadar's map pick, and he goes for a hatch first. So no aggression this time. He has realized that, you know, while he was able to catch Captainfisch off guard in game number 1, by game number 2, Captainfisch has adapted. And will be going for a macro opening instead, but I mean, Captainfisch, you know, he won't get fooled again. He's going straight for the 2 racks. Right off the bat. So he will be prepared for anything that may be coming, and he will also be able to put some aggression on Tassadar as well. So the question now is Tassadar prepared for the Reapers that will be coming inevitably? The first of them is already on the way. Or, yeah. I mean, he will have Zerglings. The 4 of them are on the way currently, but because of the more macro opening, I don't know if he will be making any more units, and you know, a single Reaper is not unusual in a CVT game. It's the follow-up that is the more scary part. Oh, actually gets a drone. Very nicely done there from Captainfisch. The Zerglings are going across the map as they are chasing the SCV, and they will scout a second Reaper, so now Tassadar should be aware that there is more than one. He's going for a lair regardless. Captainfisch once again setting up that bunker wall. Again, he is very afraid of what happened to him in game number 1. He don't want it to repeat ever again. While these two Reapers are trying to get some damage done, there are two Queens at the natural, so they won't be able to get in there. Looks like the Queen from the main base has been transferred, just in case. But now we have 3 Reapers. And the second Queen has already moved away, but there is a new one. And looks like that is enough to keep Captainfisch at bay, and that is exactly what Tassadar needs, as he is working on Roach Warren. He actually already has a lair, he's already working on range upgrades. The Roach Warren has only just started not long ago. Captainfisch is getting into the main base directly and may be able to spot the Roach Warren. Yeah, looks like he will see it. Three Queens are trying to chase those Reapers around. But I mean, they're not all that fast. So it's not easy to do so. So 3 drones will be going down, but 3 drones is still not a lot considering 3 Reapers, so... Still decent defense there for Tassadar. Question is, what is coming in next? As the Queens are still trying to defend here from the Reapers. Looks like we will have a bio Terran once again, and this time Captainfisch is double expanding mate 2 orbitals immediately. I mean, he is making up for the fact that he was on one base for so long, making sure that there's no Bane Bass coming in. He's still amassing Marines. I assume he will once again wait for those 2 medivacs, and once he has that army he will be moving out against the Zerg. In the meantime, the Reapers are still trying to do any damage they can, but there are actually quite a few Queens here on the side of Tassadar, and that will stop that aggression coming from the Terran. We have a bit of a traffic jam of Overlords. And now the roaches are going across the map. They're actually going in sections, in smaller groups. Looks like Tassadar was trying to hide parts of the army, or maybe scout a bit as well. He's checking for the third bases, but they have not been landed quite yet. Tassadar has to attack into the natural instead. The Marines are here though, and the medivacs have just popped out. Roaches are trying their best, but they're not very good against Marines. The SCVs are helping out as well with a surround. That said, I mean, this is still quite a few roaches, but yeah, eventually Captainfisch is able to deal with them. 7 SCVs do go down though. The thing is though, that was most of the army of Tassadar. He is remaking it now back at home. Getting a Hydra then as well, so we will be going into Roach Hydra next. But the double medivac drop is coming across the map. I mean, I say double medivac, one of them is full, the other one mostly houses a tank. But yeah, the siege tank will definitely help here with the roaches. But there's not that many marines. I feel like maybe Captainfisch lost a few too many in that defense. There are also some that are staying at home and not joining the offensive army. But yeah, I don't think Captainfisch has quite enough to break Tassadar right here and now with all those roaches and the queens for defense as well. He will be trying to poke at the Zerg. But again, I don't think he has enough force. I mean, he is sniping queens, that is very nice. Winning the numbers of the queens is very useful considering just how many there are. And I mean, again, like you can make too many queens at the same time. So it's definitely very important to do so. But now the reinforcements of the Terrans are on the way. And this will be a much stronger push from the Terran. Where are the roaches? Where are the roaches? Oh, they're all on the third base. Okay. Oh, the creep is spreading in the wrong moment as Captainfisch scans and will be able to clean it up. Going straight forward. The Link Roach army is here to respawn. But this is just a poke horse from the Terran. The overlords are huddling for warmth, it's very cold. I mean, true, Frostline is a very cold map, there's like ice and snow everywhere, so I understand. The overlords could definitely get cold. Yeah, now the Steam Marines are going forward, the overlords pop as well as they were a bit too far forward. They don't supply block Tassadar yet, but it is pretty close. And as we know, roaches are quite supply heavy, so it definitely matters. The banings have been added to the army, but they do not have speed. So they will be dealt with by the tanks. The roaches are trying to fight against the marines, but it's not enough. GG is called and Captainfisch will be going to the finals after defeating Tassadar 2-1. GG, and I actually can close predictions. Let's go. Okay, so with that is the end of our semifinals. So let's take a quick look at the bracket. And welcome to Sea Duckling Open number 131. I believe this is actually the first Sea Duckling Open of the year, as again our tournaments did get a little bit of delayed on the beginning of the year because our schedule was just too full. That's really it. Like, there were no other issues other than the fact that there were just so many tournaments happening in StarCraft that we have been casting that we just had no space on the schedule to put our own tournaments. So yeah, we are finally here, the first Sea Duckling Open of 2025. As a reminder, this is a monthly tournament for Diamond players and below. Currently the MMR cap is at 4.2k MMR. So if you are below that MMR, then you are free to join. Of course, you don't have to be Diamond to play, you can be below that as well, as we had quite a few Platinum players today. So, you know, as long as you are below the limit, you are free to play. Of course, you need to have required games, as that is how we are able to ensure that the players are actually the rank that I don't say they claim they are, because that sounds very, very aggressive, but But yeah, like basically the system of StarCraft ladder needs a certain number of games to properly estimate the level of a player, so that's why we do have a required games as well. Yeah, as a reminder, all of these tournaments, and by all I mean Sea Duckling Open, Masters 1 Open, as well as Sparkling Tuna Cup, the first two being amateur tournaments and Sparkling Tuna Cup being our completely open tournament, those are funded via Patreon, so if you want to support any of these tournaments, then make sure to check us out on Patreon. And I mean, if you don't have spare change to put into Patreon, that's completely fine too. Just watching the tournaments is helping out tremendously as well. With that being said, we are currently in the finals of our monthly tournament. We are about to begin Captainfisch versus Sugarcold Best of 5. So that will be coming up shortly. But before we get there, we have another thing to do here. We have, of course, the random raffle. And for those who don't know, what is the random raffle? Well, the random raffle is an additional prize, a bonus prize. It is our way to, you know, spread the love a bit in this tournament. So not only the winners, not only the finalists get some prize money, but also you have a chance to potentially get some prize money just for signing up, just for playing your games. As the random raffle can go to anyone. It can go to somebody who lost in the first round. It can go to somebody who is in the finals. It is fully random. The only requirement is that you have to play one full series. You cannot forfeit a match. If you forfeit later on, I mean, things happen. But like you cannot be a no-show. You cannot just give up after one game. You have to at least play one full series, and then you are eligible for the raffle. So without further ado, we have 9 eligible players who can potentially get the raffle today. And the winner of today is, drumroll, one day. Oh, did I do it right? Yeah. It looks like today's winner will be CostPhoenix. Oh, hold on. Where's my thing? There it is. Congratulations to CostPhoenix, who will be getting the random raffle today. Yeah, I was afraid for a moment that it won't work, but it did work. And yeah, we have the winner for our random raffle today. Yeah, for some reason the randomizer thing, like the name took a very long time to load on my screen, and I was afraid that it's just not gonna show it at all. But yeah, CostPhoenix will be taking the random raffle today. Where was CostPhoenix in the bracket? CostPhoenix took down Cute today in the round 1 and lost unfortunately in the quarterfinals. But yeah, will be coming out of this tournament $5 richer. So congratulations to CostPhoenix. And yeah, congratulations. Make sure to join the Macherino page, as that is how we pay out our players. And with that, we are now ready for our finals. Of course, rigged in the chat. Yes, of course, the raffle must be rigged, Kappa. I stay up until 3:30 to get those 50 games. Oh no. Yeah, I do not recommend playing more than like 20 games at once, probably. I guess it depends. Like depends how many breaks you take, but it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you just consecutively like play like 20 games, that is a lot. That is a lot for a brain. You need to take breaks at the very least. Hashtag not rigged. Interesting. Burned and suffered. Like. But yeah, anyway, we are now ready for our finals. We have both players, I think. I think both players are ready. There you go. As a... Hold on, I should type this in the lobby chat so it's more visible. As a reminder, this is a best of 5. GLHF. What did I miss being at the gym? Everything. Ah. I mean, you didn't miss the finals. As they are about to begin, we are loading into the first map of our best of 5. And the first map will be something unusual. It will be Starchild. Where in the bottom left corner we have the first of our players. It is the teal Zerg, or the light blue Zerg from Latvia, right? Latvia. It is Sugarcoat. Representing Clan Devoid. I have to double check, because I'm pretty sure Devoid is not the same as Devoid. I think there are 2 different Void clans, so I have to double check on that one. Meanwhile, across the map we have their opponent. It is the, this time, orange Terran player from Germany representing Platinum Heroes. It's Captainfisch. Oh, Prometheus stayed until 2 AM emotionally supporting Captainfisch as he was laddering. There you go. See, it's good to have a friend who can at least cheer for you, you know? But yeah, I know that Captainfisch was one of those crazy people who decided to get all of the required games right before the tournament instead of, you know, getting them slowly over time. So he did spend like an entire night laddering just to be eligible for the tournament. that was the 2 weeks ago, the Masters 1 Open. Had like 5 hours of sleep for work, but that's what you do for friends. I mean, yeah. That is what you do for friends, indeed. You watch them ladder. You smooch with them as they ladder. But yeah, anyway, we are on Starchild. For those who don't know, as again, our tournaments, especially our amateur tournaments, don't have this map pool for a very long time. This is a TLMC map. So the Team Liquid map contest map. It is not currently on ladder. It has not been on ladder as far as we like so far. But it is a pretty interesting map, and we decided to like the few organizers of online tournaments we together like decided on a few maps that will be included into the map pool for our tournaments instead of the older maps that were introduced on the ladder. So we have Starchild, we have Airhome, and we have Talisman as the additional maps here, as the replacement maps, and this is one of them. For those who don't know, at this point, all ladder maps that you see for the past several years now are coming from Team Liquid map contest or TLNet map contest. And another one is currently underway, so if you are interested in what maps may potentially be on ladder soon TM, then make sure to keep an eye on the Team Liquid map contest, as the judging phase is about to finish soonish. I don't exactly remember the dates right now, but as soon as the judging phase is over, there will be some tournaments happening. I'm of course talking over this skirmish that is happening here, as once again, just like in the previous games versus Tassadar, Captainfisch went for these double racks into Reaper. But Sugarcoat seems decently prepared for that. Has the roaches out already, but they are not in position actually. Yeah, I think there's like 5 drones already going down to these Reapers, so pretty nicely done for Captainfisch. But now this is phase 2 of the game, as again the army is already moving across the map. He does scout it with the Reapers and actually is able to delay the roaches quite a bit. But he has to make ready back at home. He's building a bunker, he has marines. The marines have been produced for quite a while now, so he will have a decent number. But still, you have to take the roaches seriously. But at the same time, that also means that the base is left quite vulnerable on the Zerg side of the map, and the Reapers are actually able to chase a queen and kill it as well. And without the queen, this base is this much weaker. We have some reinforcing Zerglings that will help deal with these Reapers, but they do not have speed yet, so they cannot quite chase them, especially off creep. But it looks like Captainfisch was distracted by the attack in his base. Few Reapers will be going down. The wall is unfortunately not a full wall, and the roaches are able to go up the ramp, but I think there's enough marines to stop them from doing any more damage. Looks like 2 of the Reapers went down to the Zerglings. And there are more reinforcing Zerglings on the way as well. They just got speed. We actually could see the wings popping out. And now it should be very easy for them to deal with those Reapers. But of course Captainfisch has since transitioned into Marines and into the next phase of his army. Working on a combat shield, I assume there will be soon medivacs for these Marines as well. Ah yes, my favorite. The very confused SCVs. Oh, there's something funny about... I think... Like, all workers do that, but I feel like SCVs in particular are the most prone to just freaking out on the cliffs whenever there's a buffing issue. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like other workers are not as quite as hyper as SCVs are. And to smudge together, stay together. Ah, yes. It's a good one. So we have the double medivac drop coming out of Captainfisch, but yeah, I was saying that Steel Molten Light can tear their hair out as they see him play. And Steel says, I already don't have hair, checkmate. Well, I mean, true. To be fair, I don't... Like, I think Steel has been bold since we know him. Look. As a double drop is now coming into the base of the Zerg, there is Link Bane here prepared, and the Banings do have speed as well. Yeah, Captainfisch decides to just not engage with this army. Picks up, leaves, decides to regroup. He sees that Sugarcoat is prepared. And behind this, there is a Hydra then on the way as well. I guess important to note, Sugarcoat is only now taking the 3rd base, which I feel like is still fairly late. Ooh, the Banings were actually sniped. I don't think they connected. The Zerglings are going down. Captainfisch was actually able to catch Sugarcoat a bit of guard, and the Zerglings... I think the Zerglings blocked the pathing of the Banelings, and now there's not enough Zerg here to defend from these steamed Marines. The Queen goes down, the Banelings are morphing, but it's still a bit away. I guess Zerglings are being produced and they will try to keep this army at bay, but this base is very vulnerable now. The Banelings clean up most of the Marine army, and it looks like this will be enough to save the base. But there's another double drop, and now the tanks are here as well. Where is the army of Sugarcoat? It looks like, yeah, that was just this Link Bane, and with that, GG is called. Captainfisch will be taking game number 1. So, very solid game, honestly. I mean, to be fair, on both sides, because Sugarcoat was also decently prepared for the most part. It was just like at the very end. I feel like Sugarcoat got caught more off guard or more than anything else, where just wasn't looking at the army in the right moment, and the engagement just didn't go very well because of the positioning of the army. And yeah, and after the army was cleaned up by the Terran, they just didn't have enough to rebuild quickly enough. Predictions, yes. Kura remembers predictions. Yeah. I'm actually gonna look for that sticky note. Unironically, I'm gonna get the sticky note and put it on my screen. Actually, I think I have like push-in sticky notes. Those should work well. Shaking my head. Anyway, we are in game number 2. We are on Frostline, where in the top right corner we have our Zerg player representing Devoid and Latvia. I almost said Lithuania. Latvia. It is Sugarcoat. And across the map we have our Orange Terran player from Platinum Heroes representing Germany. It is Captainfisch. Sugarcoat, of course, going for a hatchery first. And once again, it looks like Captainfisch just opens 2 racks every game now. At least the Zerg, anyway. So I guess we will see how this time Sugarcoat is able to handle the Reapers, which are inevitably coming their way. I mean, last time it didn't go too poorly. Like, did lose a few drones, but overall it didn't go too bad. Captainfisch SCV scouted. I predicted that Kura will forget predictions, therefore I win the prediction game. I mean, fair enough. Just one big sticky note covering the whole monitor. Yes. That sounds accurate. Sure, we're getting some scouting with those Zerglings. One extra monitor only for predictions. I mean, I have said this before. I could definitely use like 2 more monitors, but like I currently don't have anything to mount them to. But yeah, I would definitely be this person with like 6 monitors and probably still not enough space. Yeah, the Reapers are now in the main base. Speed is still halfway away. Oh, but the first Reapers does go down to the Queen. And no drones have been lost yet, I don't think. Yeah, no drones have gone down. The Zerglings have. But the Zerglings are not quite as important at this point. Ooh, that's a snipe on that Cryptomore. Unfortunate for Sugarcoat. Speed is about to finish, so these Zerglings will be a whole lot more useful in dealing with the Reapers. Another Cryptomore will be going down, so no creep spread there for Sugarcoat, unfortunately. Reapers are once again snaking around that mineral line, but that also means that they are going down without actually getting damage, and yeah, the Reapers have been dealt with by now. Of course, behind that, Captainfisch is working on Marines. Once again, same build, so I expect he is waiting for those 2 medivacs. Once he has that, we will see some double drop harassment. I don't want to say double drop, because I mean, technically he's not dropping them, because they just unloads them in front of the base and they just walk there. Still. What would you call that? If it's not a double drop, but instead, like, the medivacs just ferry the Marines over like halfway across the map and then they just walk? What do you call that? And once again, Sugarcoat is going for Hydras, but I feel like it's much earlier than last game. I mean, he also, like, they also dealt with the Reaper harassment much faster as well, so that gives them some more time. What's that? The famed depot drop? The supply drop? You don't see it all that often, huh? And yeah, the third base is being set up for Captainfisch. Concerningly, Sugarcoat does not have a third base of their own. They're only now sending the drone down, which is very late for the Zerg, I feel like. Yeah, that now we have that Marine push from Captainfisch. Lingbane is ready, but this time there are also Hydras here to help out, so it's not just Lingbane alone. So Overlord, of course, will be taken down. Not quite supply blocking though. Ooh, Sugarcoat is trying to find a good position here, trying to surround these Marines, but not quite able to. Baneling speed is not finished yet, so these Banelings have a bit of a hard time getting to the Marines. Looks like Sugarcoat was maybe trying to trap these Marines a little bit with the Zerglings, but wasn't quite able to do so. Captainfisch picking up and will try to get into the main base. Sees all the spores morphing though and decides not to risk it. Does not want to lose a full medivac, especially since one of them is quite low already after meeting those Hydras. Ooh, but it looks like the Zerg army finds the Terran first, and it will be cleaning this entire double drop. Sugarcoat was hunting down the Terran forces and was able to actually catch the entire army. Nicely done. Of course, there are reinforcements back on the side of the Terran, so this is not the entire force, but at least that aggression has been dealt with. I'll call 2 medivacs dropping units halfway across the map and walk in. Sure? Sure? Sure. Why not? They take a nice stroll across the map. Sugarcoat is taking a 4th base. Captainfisch regrouping, preparing for potentially push soon. He has a few tanks, he has a lot of Marines. Oh, burrow. Interesting. Interesting choice there from Sugarcoat. I do wonder what that will be for. Yes, yeah, Captainfisch is now ready. Has 3 tanks in this army, a lot of marines. And we'll be going across the map. Of course, on the side of the Zerg we have Linkbane Hydra. Banelings have speed already. The upgrades for Zerg are about to finish as well. Keep in mind those are melee upgrades, as well as Carapace. The range is a little bit behind. When looks like Sugarcoat is actually going to face the army of the Terran off creep, which was maybe not ideal. I mean, he took down a good chunk of the marines and one of the tanks, but yeah, going out of creep to do so is not necessarily a good idea, especially with the tanks being set up there already. Once again, Captainfisch leapfrogging these tanks, and Sugarcoat is trying to engage with this army, but the Banelings are not quite ready. There are only a few of them in that army, and there are so many tanks reinforcing the Terran. The Hydras are very squishy and they fall to the tank volleys quite quickly. It looks like Captainfisch has established a position here between the 4th base and the natural of the Zerg. The Banelings have finally morphed, so they will be able to help with this engagement, but look at the tank line. Tanks are well spread out and just going farther and farther into the base of the Zerg. So it's very difficult to engage here. At the same time, the reinforcements of the Terran are at the fore. Sugarcoat is expanding on the bottom side of the map instead. Ooh, actually going for Adrenal and Ultralis Cavern. But I mean, that is still quite a way away. Quite a while away, I guess. While there are more tanks coming in, the Marines are now steaming into the natural base, and this is the time for Sugarcoat to make a stance. Going forward, the Banelings go into the tank. That's very unfortunate, and GG is called. Captainfisch is now up 2-0 in the finals. Yeah, that was a bit of an unfortunate engagement at the end where the Banelings... It looks like the Banelings focused on the tank instead of the bio army. And after they exploded, there was nothing left to contest with the Terran. But GG to Captainfisch. And we have map number 3. And we are now in game number 3. Let me quickly make sure that we actually have the scores on the screen. We are on Whispers of Gold, where on the left side of the map we have our blue Zerg player, or teal Zerg player, I guess. Representing the Void from Latvia, it is Sugarcoat. And across the map we have the orange Terran player from Germany. Representing Platinum Heroes, it is Captainfisch. I mean, we will see if there will be the same builds or if maybe there will be some change, but it looks like Captainfisch is once again starting with the double racks. The SCV is already waiting. I mean, as they say, don't fix what's not broken, I guess. The double proxy, I mean, it's not proxy, the double racks Reaper has been waiting, he's been working pretty well for him. Not like game ending, mind you, but definitely slowing down the Zerg player. Anyway, looks like it was a hatch first once again from our Zerg. Oh. Those orange units do not stand out very well on Whispers of Gold. Huh. I see it now, so it's camouflage. Captainfisch picked orange, so he would not be visible in the sands of Whisper of Gold. Makes sense. First of the Reapers is now across the map. This time Sugarcoat going straight for roaches. Actually... yeah, Captainfisch does not see that. The Reaper did not dive deep enough to spot the roach warren on the back of the main base. And after another 2 Reapers, he is transitioning, I mean, just like before. I assume he will be going into those Marines, into the double Medivac. As these 3 Reapers are trying to see what damage they can do across the map in the Zerg base. We have some scouting Zerglings from Sugarcoat, but of course they won't be able to do any significant damage here. Although they do pull that worker off the line, and you know, quite some resources are spent fixing up that depot. But it's not like a huge damage. But now Captainfisch sees the roaches, and I mean, that is already a lot of roaches versus these 3 Reapers. Nice little bit of micro there to snipe another Zergling. And just like before, Captainfisch is working on Marines and actually is planning to land that orbital right now. I would assume that Sugarcoat will be a bit more aggressive with these roaches, but he still has to deal with these Reapers. One of them going down, the second just barely not escaping. Oh, actually flying away. That was quite something. I should probably like mark this replay, but see, the thing about StarCraft is, okay, here's a fun fact about StarCraft replays. You notice how small StarCraft replays are in size, like, you know, in disk size. That is because StarCraft replays are actually saved not as like video replays, but they are saved as like a list of commands for the game to do, essentially. That is why, if you watch a replay, every time you watch a replay, you may get a different like death animation, because it's like the game is actually replaying the thing. So yeah, that's a very interesting fun fact there. That like even if I go into replay, it's very possible that I will not see the Reaper flying like that. So it's a very unique moment. And as we are here, quick shout out to Jadov, who just raided us with his 78 viewers. Thank you very much. We are currently in the finals of Sea Duckling Open, our Diamond tournament. Also, I forgot to shout out earlier, but we also had a raid from Luis GGG. So sorry for missing that one. Oh, but this time Captainfisch actually changed things around a little bit and adding some Widow Mines into the mix. So it's not just pure marine drop or marine move out. We actually have some Widow Mines to add to this. So we'll see how this roach army faces the Widow Mines. At the same time, StarCraft is actually working on infestors. So both our players changing things up a little bit. I think StarCraft has now noticed that there are the Widow Mines. He scouted them with the Zerglings. Oh, nice fungal on most of the army there. And yeah, just like that, the army is pushed back. And Captainfisch decides to go back home and regroup. You are here to Forax, you do not resist. Oh no. Well, for those of you who are just joining from Jadov's stream, so far every game versus Zerg, Captainfisch is going in base 2 racks Reaper into like double Medivac marine push into then biotank. But this time he actually added a Widow Mines, so it's going slightly different than previously. Replays, in fact. Replays. Very true, Iceland. But yeah, that is how it works in StarCraft specifically, because I know in other games it doesn't. This double drop is once again trying to push here against the Zerg, but this time there's enough army, there are Ravagers, there are Zerglings, there are Roaches. The Infestors are still in the mix as well. At the same time we have a... How did I miss a BC on the production tab? I think I paid too much attention to the chat because we have an entire BC in the main base, and it looks like Sugarcoat was just as surprised as I am by this battlecruiser. As there are no queens, there are no spores. We have some Ravagers, I guess. Oh, the fungal, yeah, maybe. No, unfortunately the fungal was able to run out before the bios fall down. And yeah, this BC is doing a lot of damage. 13 drones dying, another queen as well. This is really painful to see. Oh, the overlords are in danger as well. They were all trying to hide here in the dead space, but that BC will be able to hunt them down and most likely supply blocking Sugarcoat, although he is quite like he does have quite a lot of supply available, so maybe not. They're trying to snipe that BC, but it looks like Captainfisch is paying attention and is not being caught by those biles. So yeah, there's no response. I mean, the Hydras are there, but they are not able to catch up with the BC. It's already like halfway down in health and more than that. The Queen will be able to put it in the red, but there's so much damage and now it just teleports away. How many 17 drones down, a lot of other units as well, 2 queens I believe. And yeah, that is a lot of damage done already to Sugarcoat. But I mean, look, I'm just gonna say, on the very beginning of the game, Sugarcoat asked if it's not boring to just play the same thing every time. Well, this is definitely a different thing. we have to give both our players that. They're definitely playing very different style than in previous games. As now we have this marine mine army with the assist of the BC going towards the Zerg. There are a lot of Widow Mines here, so the Zerg has to be careful because a lot of these units are squishy. And the Steam Marines are just marching forward, clearing the entire ground force. And GG is called. Captainfisch is taking Sea Duckling Open number 131 with a 3-0 score. So GG, nicely done there by Captainfisch. And yeah, just like that, he will be able to take this series and the entire tournament. Of course, shoutouts to Sugarcoat as well. I mean, those were not one-sided games, I would say. Like there were some really nice moments as well, and definitely shoutouts for trying to change up the playstyle, for going for the infestors, for you know, changing up the openings, and it didn't work too like it worked pretty well until it didn't. And I'm sorry for completely missing the BC. It just got me so off guard, and I believe Sugarcoat was also caught quite off guard by the BC. Ah yes, so Steermod is adding some sound effects in the chat. I'm glad J-Dove is happy with the Terran that he's just seen. But yeah, anyway, let us quickly take a look at the bracket. As they missed something else. Oh yeah, there's a thank you for resubscribing, J-Dove. 30 months. That is more than 2 years. Thank you very much. But anyway, yeah, if you look at our bracket, we have Captainfisch taking down this series 3-0. Captainfisch had defeated Tassadar and CostPhoenix before in this tournament. And that was his road to victory. Of course, if you are new here, this is a monthly tournament for Diamond and below. So basically any rank below the 4.2k MMR is eligible to play. Of course, you need to have the required games on your account to be able to play, because we have to ensure that you are actually the appropriate level. And yeah, as I said, you don't have to be like very high in the rank. You don't have to be diamond to play. You can be gold, you can be platinum, you can be anything below. Just, you know, keep in mind that there will be a lot of diamonds in the tournament, but if you are fine with that, then come play. I myself have played like years ago as like a silver and later as a platinum player as well. I played in Olimolix, which were open tournaments, so I played versus the pros sometimes versus other amateurs, so I can definitely recommend that as an experience. You get to, you know, play with players you don't normally like encounter on ladder or in practice games, so it's definitely worth trying out. Just, you know, keep in mind that the games may not go very well, to put it that way. Like, yeah, I definitely remember some games. Like, in particular, I remember playing Neeb, like that, and that was before Neeb was like very well known. Like, that was before he like won tournaments and stuff. And I remember that I was playing like the game took like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is actually going very well. Like I have not been attacked yet, everything is fine. And then there was like the entire fleet of Void Rays going towards my base. So, you know, keep that in mind, that like the games may get rough sometimes. But I definitely encourage like lower ranked players trying even these amateur tournaments, but like even the open tournaments with the pros as well, like there are some things you can learn from the replays and stuff. Like a lot of the players also like very keen to practice, to give advice and so on, so I can definitely recommend that. And yeah, if you are interested in these tournaments, then the next Sea Duckling Open is happening in 2 weeks, only 2 weeks, on March 8th. So if you are interested in this diamond tournament, then make sure to check that out. The brackets, the signups will be going up around a week before the tournament, so those will be up soon. But if you want to keep up to date with the latest announcements about our tournaments, then make sure to join our Discord, because that is where we post our updates. That's where we post, like, you know, the tentative dates for our tournaments before they are fully confirmed. That's when we post like the updates about the schedules changing and the like. So if you want to be kept up to date with the schedules, then make sure to check out the Discord. 0 to 4.2. I mean, it's not 0, because you once you play 50 games, you will be certain MMR, so it's not technically 0. But from what I heard, like, Bronze League is very small at this point, so I don't know if we could even get like a bronze player, like a legit bronze. That is something that I heard. Apparently bronze doesn't exist anymore. Like, apparently, like, the number of players in bronze is just so small, like you just get straight silver. I don't exactly know how that works, but yeah. Where to sign up? The brackets will be on challenge, but once they will be announced. As I said, the brackets will be going up around a week before the tournament. Of course, right before, I'm counting like 4-5 days before the tournament, we are posting on our socials. So if you don't necessarily want to follow Discord, or, you know, if you want to have a reminder about the tournament happening, then make sure to check out our socials. We are on Twitter/X, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on Mastodon, we are on Blue Sky. So if you use any of those social media, then you can find us there, and we post about our signups being open, as well as all the tournaments that we stream. And we also have a second amateur tournament, which is Masters Swan Open, and that one is up to 4.7k MMR, so some Masters players are present there as well. So if you are slightly above the Sea Duckling Open limit, then you can also check out the Masters Swan Open, which is also available. But I believe it will be like 4 weeks before we get there, because once again, we are adjusting the schedules a bit, so it will be a few weeks before we get to Masters Swan Open. Other than that, I blanked out on the sentence I wanted to say. Other than that, we also have open tournaments like Sparkling Tuna Cup on Sundays. But as a reminder, those are open, so also pro players will be participating in those, so keep that in mind. And all of our tournaments, all 3 of those tournaments, we also have a 4th tournament, which is Tenacious Turtle Tassel. That one is also open to the pros, but it's in more NA-friendly time zone, so you can also have a look at that one. But yeah, I think people who play in this tournament probably aren't exactly, you know, in the time zone of the Tenacious Turtle Tassel, but nonetheless, that is something that is available to you. Anyway, those tournaments are funded via Patreon. Apart from the Turtle tournament, all 3 others are funded by Patreon. So if you have some spare change and want to support these tournaments, if you want to make them see them grow, then make sure to check out our Patreon. Our lowest tier is at $1. So, you know, if you have $1 spare to like put every month, that's perfectly fine. Your name will be put in the credits, and, you know, you can also support us like that. From the $5 and above, we also give replay packs to our patrons. So if you are interested in learning from some of the pro players, from some of the pro player games that we are covering on our channels, then we are sharing those with the patrons. They also are sent to our Twitch subscribers and YouTube members. So if you are supporting us on those platforms, you are also able to access those replays. Just make sure to join the Discord, because we don't have a direct way to message people on Twitch and YouTube, so we use the Discord to share the replays there. And yeah, with that, let's take a quick look. Let me just make sure that I have this set up at our schedule. So as a reminder, we are casting a lot of StarCraft. We are casting pretty much twice a day. I say we. Most of the time I am not casting. I am only casting the amateur tournaments, sometimes also some European tournaments, especially the Polish tournaments, but most of the time I'm the person who is behind the scenes. I am of course Kuro, also known as 16 Squad Sanseki, and I'm the co-founder of CranKy Ducklings. But again, usually I'm behind the scenes. I'm making the calendars, making the brackets, making the social posts, you know, a lot of things that are behind the scenes of CranKy Ducklings. I'm usually involved in those. But as for casting, you can usually see Light VIP here. He's our main caster. He's also the co-founder of CranKy Ducklings. He's also working on a lot of VODs, and give your energy to him, give your praise to him, because he just spent like 2 or 3 days straight just working on the Twitch VODs, because for those who don't know, Twitch has recently changed some things about their highlights, and the highlights will, I don't say will be phased out, but will be almost gone entirely. So yeah, so Light VIP was working on that the entire past few days. So yeah, great shoutouts to Light. He was also adminning this tournament today, so yeah, whenever I am casting, Light is the one adminning. And yeah, you will see him on this channel soon enough, soon TM, as the next cast we have is the OSC Championship. Let me actually see which stage we are on currently. Let me look at the calendar. We of course have a Google Calendar, so if we have a public Google Calendar, so if you want to subscribe to like our calendar to see the events on your calendar, that is also available to you. But yeah, the next cast is actually lower bracket round 5 of the OSC Championship. So if you want to check that out, that will be coming in a bit less than 12 hours now. So that is the next stream on this channel. Also tomorrow is Sparkling Tuna Cup, which is the open tournament, so you can come to watch that. You can also sign up for that if you want. We don't have any like game or level requirement for Sparkling Tuna Cup, so absolutely anyone who can, you know, who owns the game and can open the game, like anyone who can play the game can participate in Sparkling Tuna Cup. So yeah, feel free to join if you feel like it. There are no wrong time zones, only lack of dedication. Oh my god. I mean, true. I mean, to be fair, I am adminning the turtle tournament, so I am part of the degens. So it is possible. I just, you know, like there are some players who are more like used to those. There are some players like, for example, we have like players like Jumi or Geralt take part in the night tournaments. But at the same time, we had like also somebody like Christiane who like tried playing one. It's like just like, no, that's not for him. Like at a certain hour, the brain is just not there. So, you know, I can totally get both sides. But yeah, with that, I believe that will be all for today. As a reminder, once again, the next amateur tournament is in 2 weeks. So if you are looking forward to that, make sure to follow our socials. Make sure to join us on Discord, as that is where you can find it. If you missed this broadcast or any other of our broadcasts, all of our VODs are of course on YouTube. So if you want to catch up, then make sure to check out YouTube. Yeah, as Light is saying in the chat, he deleted 7,000 hours worth of content. And by deleted, it doesn't just mean, oh, he just like selected all of it and did it. No, that means he went to every single video and like triple checked that it was exported to YouTube, so we have a backup of it, and like made sure that like it's all correct, and then like had to like go one by one and delete all of that. Like yeah, it is a lot. But it is done, so our regular VOD schedule will be resuming. So yeah, check out the YouTube if you missed any of the streams. We have if you want like the latest tournaments, that is in the live tab, because that's where all the like YouTube streams are. So on the live tab you can see the latest broadcast of CranKy Ducklings and also the upcoming ones. Meanwhile, if you want to wait for like the cut VODs, where, for example, if you're only interested in the games of certain players, then it's definitely more easy to watch the cut VODs where we cut them by single matches for most of the tournaments. That is on our regular videos there, and of course, because we have to like cut and upload it and so on, like that takes a little bit more time. So those VODs are like delayed by a few weeks at this point, I think. Like we've been trying to like catch up quite a bit with those, but yeah, I think it's like a few weeks currently. So yeah, if you enjoyed the CranKy Ducklings, if you want to see more StarCraft action, then make sure to follow this channel. We are on Twitch, we are on YouTube, we are also on TikTok, Facebook, and Kick. So if you use any of those platforms, then make sure to follow the channel for more. And if you want to follow me, I am 16 Squad Sanseki on most socials. I think the only place where I'm not, well, that's not my name is Twitter, because /X, because just because of the character limit, so it's 16 Squad S. But yeah, other than that, you can find me everywhere under 16 Squad Sanseki. I stream on Twitch and YouTube, but mostly it's not StarCraft. Maybe there will be some StarCraft, but like mostly other games, as you know, my main focus is CranKy Ducklings, which is primarily StarCraft, so my other channels are generally spent on other games. Anyway, that will be all. We will be raiding another StarCraft channel, so yeah, see you soon. Bye.